All right, your eyes are not deceiving you. Tonight I have with me the Jay Gill, my son-in-law,
In the flesh.
in from Colorado, and he's had a rough time already. His 12-year-old son, they were just wrestling in the other room just a minute ago, and it was a sight to behold.
Well, look, you can't say my 12-year-old son and expect people to be like, oh, a 12-year-old. He is not built like any regular 12-year-old.
No.
So everyone can understand. So I am in town. I came in last Friday. On Friday, that was day number 30 of me not being with my wife and kids. I haven't seen them for 30 days. When we left, the reason I tell you that, when before they left, I kicked off my shoes. I made Bo kick off his shoes, my 12-year-old, and I said, "Let's go back to back. I want to see how close you are to being my height." Now, flat-footed, I'm 72 inches. I'm 6 foot exactly, um, and so I had him go back to back with me, and I had him by half an inch. He was 12 years old, 71 and a half inches. And I said, all right, when I see you again, you better not be taller than me. And so on Friday, first thing I did when I saw him, I kicked off my shoes. I said, let's go back
Yeah.
to back. You better not be taller than me. And he is exactly 72 inches. We are dead even. He can stand nose to nose with me. My eyes are looking directly into his eyes. He's 12. He is exactly 6 foot tall. And so now his birthday's in roughly 3.5 weeks, and he's already done told me my goal is to be taller than you by the time I turn 13. So
I think he'll hit it.
I don't think there's a question he's going to hit it. The dude grew half an inch in 30 days.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna have to share a story about stranger danger
In our sweet
texting.
in our
We'll
sweet innocent moment. Yeah, we'll get into
we'll get into that a
we'll
little
get
bit.
into stranger danger
But
for
you got to
sure.
hold on to that. You got to hold on to
Yeah,
that thought because
no problem.
it will have you rolling.
No problem.
All right. Well, hey, there was a lot of stuff going on. Well, we had a lot of stuff going on this last week. Katie and I went out. We did 55 photo shoots with 17 schools. We did that last week so that you could enjoy family time this week.
Yeah,
And
they did it. They actually conspired and said it'd be a lot easier to do this without Jay slowing us down and being the sassy tripod that he is. So be honest, Dad. I know that's why you did it, right? Mm. No, I was expecting like a real quick, like, no, no, Jay, we missed you,
well, just
but he's not.
silence says a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. That makes me very uncomfortable.
That's good. Well, speaking about uncomfortable,
Okay.
there's a lot of fans that are probably uncomfortable with some of the trades that took place or some of the dealings that went on, not necessarily in their favor.
Man, the I can't remember the last time there has been an NFL free agency that has had this much um I mean hot gossip. I don't know what to tell you. It's gossip, it's the tea. Dad, get your tea. Mine's a water cup, and I'm ready to drink our tea and talk NFL free agency and rumors and get into the hot gossip. I mean, I'm telling you, uh this has been an awesome free agency. There were so many high quality players that were out there, and it,
There's nobody sneaking up behind you.
I don't know what I keep hearing a noise. I'm not crazy. I know you
It's a
hear it.
broom.
Hey, that door is opening. What do you got
Oh,
there
she's
for
bringing
us,
them
Miss
in now.
Kate?
There we go.
Hey,
Thank you.
look at that. Since we're going to talk a
Let's
little,
just go ahead and just talk about them right
if
now.
we're
How's
going to
that?
talk a little NFL free agency, let's talk a little Chiefs Kingdom. Dad, what hat you got on there? Is that a Super Bowl 58 champions hat?
Yes, it is.
I believe I also have a
You
Super
do.
Bowl 58 champions hat. I want to show off that logo. Check out that logo on the side. It's got the purple and red. I'm loving that. Loving the Chiefs.
Yes.
And speaking of the
Let's hit
Chiefs,
right into them.
holy moly. So what they do, they come out the gates because free agency starts today. So about a week ago, they announced they are franchise tagging cornerback L'Jarius Sneed. Now, if you know anything about the Chiefs, we have a lot of players hitting free agency. Two real big time names, and that's L'Jarius Sneed and Chris Jones.
Mhm.
Both play for the defense. Both are not locked up after our Super Bowl win. And so they franchise tag L'Jarius Sneed. They also give him the capabilities to go seek a trade.
Yeah.
So either he's playing for the Chiefs next year on a franchise tag, or he is going to get traded to another team, and we're going to inherit some pretty good draft picks for him.
Man,
And
and he had one amazing year.
lockdown
Lockdown
cornerback,
corner.
lockdown cornerback.
Huge play against the Ravens in the AFC Championship game. I mean, Zay Flowers,
Oh,
he got a little cocky, and oh, you know what? Speaking of a little cocky, we've got Ryan Olson joining us tonight.
dude, what's up, Ryan Olson?
And he's just saying Jones to Raiders. Just report.
You're sick. You're sick. Don't say things like that, Ryan. That's not true. Don't listen to him, fans. Don't listen to him.
Not at all.
Oh, that's a dagger in my soul just reading that. Oh, and I know it's not true.
But Snead, man, I loved how he played this year, and of course they were talking about McDuffie and
Yep.
how good he was. But you had two corners like that. I mean,
Oh,
it was amazing.
it is secretly. I hope we can figure out a way to keep um, Snead on the Chiefs. I don't know how we're going to be able to do it. Like, we can keep him and make him play on that franchise tag. It's essentially what we did to Chris Jones last year. So there is a possibility he plays for the Chiefs, but there's also a good possibility he gets signed, and we get some really good draft picks out of the deal too. Um, and so going right into Chris Jones, he famously, we franchise tagged him. He sat out during the first game for the Chiefs against the Detroit Lions.
Up in the press box.
We desperately missed him. You could tell during that game we missed him. We finally figured out a way to get him back into the fold with the Chiefs. He played for us, and it was just on a 1-year deal. What makes that real nervous for players is if you get hurt, you're done. You don't have any guarantees beyond that 1-year deal that you have. And so that's why a lot of NFL players don't like playing that way. But Jones did it. He led our defense to another Super Bowl. I'm telling you, that guy is the heartbeat of that defense. And we signed him. We finally did it. Brett Veach pulled off a deal. It is a 5-year. It's 5 years. I want to say 140, $158 million deal. Get that pulled up on my phone here.
$158.75 million contract for
5 years, 158.75. That puts him $100,000 more per year than the contract Aaron Donald signed in 2022. So that makes Jones have the mega contract for a defensive tackle. So he got what he wanted as far as getting paid, what he thought he was worth, which was the best defensive tackle in the league. Here's the other coin flip to that. With the way we set up these guarantees, number 95, Chris Jones, he's guaranteed $95 million. And so I actually loved how they did that, but he did get his $95 million guaranteed, and that's essentially the first 3 years. So if he stays on the Chiefs the full 3 years, which I definitely believe he will, then he'll get his $95 million guaranteed, and then the last 2 years we have the option if we do release him. Our cap hit is very minimal. It's only about a $12 million cap hit spread out over 2 years, which really isn't that bad. And the first year of his contract, his cap hit this year is only $7.4 million, which means we have the money to still pay Snead that franchise tag and not go over our cap. So Brett Veach did an amazing job again. I don't know, these guys have so many numbers in their heads, how they can lay these contracts out.
Well, and getting like key players back like Drew Tranquil.
They were able to sign Drew Tranquil as well.
For 3 years is what he got, $19 million contract.
Yep. I want to say it was $13 million guaranteed on that one.
And then punter Matt Araiza. Now that one, we're gonna miss Townsend. We're just gonna miss.
Obviously, we're gonna miss Tommy
because
Townsend.
They wouldn't sign him unless they were getting rid of Tommy Townsend.
So. Yep. And Matt Araiza, he's the one who, coming out of college, he was called the punt god. I don't know if you
Hmm.
knew about him. He played for the Bills, and then he had that controversy happen where he was accused of being at a party in some scandals. And then it came later to light that he was never there. He was never a part of it. He's actually been out of the NFL, I want to say, for about a year and a half.
Hmm.
And so, pretty big deal for him to be back into the fold. And I'm excited to get young blood punter Matt Araiza on the Chiefs.
And
I think
speaking
that's
of
going to be awesome.
excited, we've got Ethan Furnell on the program tonight joining us again,
Thank
making
you, Ethan.
lots of good
Come
comments.
on.
But
Thank you,
then
Ethan.
Patty McFeeters, she's on here. Patty Barnard McFeeters, she's joining us again.
Awesome. Thank you, Patty.
Uh, long time. I wouldn't say fan of the show, but let's just call it long time fan of the show because
Is she not a fan of the
well,
show?
I'm a fan of
Is she
her.
more of a fan of us?
I'm a fan of her. I
I
don't know about
understand.
the other way around. So
I
we're
understand.
thankful that she's on here. So, man, there's a lot that we've got to cover, and I think that one of the things I want to ask real quick. We got Ryan made mention that Jones to the Raiders. We know that's not true. Ethan,
Oh, thank
corrected saying
goodness.
5 years.
Thank
Uh,
goodness.
we've got him in Kansas City, but there was somebody that did go to the Raiders, and that was quarterback Gardner Minshew.
He did. So Las Vegas ended up signing, and I had seen that one earlier today, so I think it just happened here in the last hour and a half. But he signed with the Raiders. It's a 2 year, $25 million deal, which isn't like a starter contract. It's a little bit on the higher end for a backup contract, but Gardner Minshew has proven he's one of the better
Mm-hmm.
backups in the league because he can step in and win you games during the regular season. So I don't necessarily think there is controversy yet in the Raiders like Gardner Minshew. They still have that rookie Aiden O'Connell. I don't really know which way they're going to go. I think the Raiders were actually hoping to sign someone else in the name of Russell Wilson, but Russell ended up choosing to leave
Bye bye.
the AFC West. He did not. He got tired of getting beat up on by Patty Mahomes and Chris Jones, and so bye bye
Well,
Russell.
really, I think he got tired of being beat up by Sean Payton.
That's true too. Sean Payton and him did not see eye to eye.
Not at
That is
all.
true. Uh, Denver, in one of the worst trades and contracts in the history of the NFL, decided to say, you know what? Let Russell Wilson go.
Didn't they pay him like $85 million, something like that? And when they sent him, I mean, they still had to pay him $85 million to say goodbye.
So to say goodbye, they do have 85 million in dead cap space, but what they're paying him is rough. It's $40 million. It's this year. It's $40 million, and that's it. That's for him to leave. Now here's the kicker. Whatever team he signs with, they pay the other they pay they so the Denver Broncos owe him that 40, but say he goes somewhere and signs a contract for 20 million, so then Denver would only have to pay them 20. Do you see what I'm saying? Because the other team would take it. So what did that mean? That means Russell Wilson is going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He has agreed with the Pittsburgh Steelers on a veteran minimum contract of 1.2 million. So that means the Steelers only have to pay him 1.2 million and the Broncos are going to pay the rest of the salary this year,
Wow.
$38 million. And so that's how that contract worked out. And so Russell Wilson, this is not a like long-term thing. He's got 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a 1 year deal, but he's going to get paid $40 million this year, and that's 38 million from a team that he's not playing for.
Right. And some people said that, why would he choose to go there? Well, pretty much he has a pretty good chance of starting. I mean, they say that he's going to have to work for it, but Russell Wilson wouldn't go anywhere if he was not going to start.
They benched Kenny Pickett last year in favor of Mason Rudolph. You know Mason Rudolph, the guy that got smacked in the head with his own helmet when Montez Burfict
No, no,
took
no,
his
no,
helmet
no,
off and smacked him in the head.
no, no. That was the end from Cleveland.
Oh
Billy
yeah,
Garrett.
yeah, that
Miles
was
Garrett.
Garrett. Miles
Yeah.
Garrett took his helmet off and smacked him in the head with it. hilarious. Anyways, so yeah, Rudolph, you had Trubisky playing with the Steelers, you had Rudolph playing. Kenny Pickett is not the answer. Kenny Pickett is not, there is no controversy with the Steelers. Russell Wilson starting. He is going to be playing under coach Mike Tomlin. I don't know. For Steelers fans, people can be excited. I guarantee you that. Oh, Ethan also says, Dad, speak up.
I did. I heard him.
Okay.
Well, I didn't hear him. I saw his comment.
Okay.
So I am trying to speak up. You know, there's a difference in levels in voice that we have right here.
What are you saying? Are you saying I'm loud?
I'm saying you project much better than I do.
I'm like an opera singer, Ethan. I project. Project.
Okay. No.
Hey, Whitney, I see your comment. I hope to see a three-peat. Same here. Same here. The Chiefs are now the villains. We are the enemies of the NFL. I'll tell you this, I never thought I would live to see the day
No.
that we were the villains because we win too much. That never seemed like it was going to be the
No.
case.
We were the laughing stock with our quarterbacks.
We were the laughing stock.
Elvis Gerbeck.
Matt
Steve
Castle.
Bono. I mean, they might as well have had Sonny Bono and had Cher in the stadium instead of Taylor Swift. We could have. I mean, yeah,
it was bad. So, anyways, getting through those quarterbacks, those were some big name, big moves, especially with Russell Wilson going to the Steelers.
Talk about the biggest one.
But the biggest one, this was the one that everyone was waiting for. I can't believe we got the answer today. We got Kirk Cousins. That was the biggest free agent quarterback. It's Dirty Kirk. It's Kirk and the Birds. I mean, he puts on his gold chains. He's after the games. He has been balling out with the Vikings. He also got super hurt last year. What was it? Tore his ACL or popped his Achilles?
Achilles, I thought.
I thought it was Achilles. Popped his Achilles, pulled out the old Aaron Rodgers playbook. So Kirk,
I gotta throw a red flag. I gotta throw a flag here.
flag on the play.
Because Whitney is making a comment. She says, "Hey Kirk, that 30-point loss for your team. Ouch." She would be talking about the Kansas Jayhawks. That's what she's talking about right there. So, Whitney, thank you so much. Thank you.
What happened to the Jayhawks?
They lost by 30 points to Houston.
When?
They're horrible this year. The other day.
Oh,
it's not worth talking about.
That's not worth talking about. We're back in the NFL. Chiefs, baby. Three-peat. Okay. So Kirk Cousins ends up signing today, and Justin Fields is bawling his eyes out because this was his hope. Kirk Cousins signed with the Atlanta Falcons, and this was not a cheap deal. They're going to pay him $45 million per year. It's a 4-year, $180 million contract, and he's got $100 million guaranteed locked up in the bank. Kirk Cousins does it again. He was so good with the Commanders, played on that franchise tag for 2 years, and then he signed that big contract with the Vikings. He's now played with the Vikings. He was playing on a 1-year deal. Gets hurt. He's still so good. Someone had to give him a chance. The Atlanta Falcons do. 4 years, $180 million. The stock for the running backs, the wide receivers, the tight end. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the tight end for Atlanta? Why am I blanking? Who's the tight end for Atlanta? He was the rookie. He's always had a promising career. Ryan or Ethan, help me out. I don't know why I'm blanking like an idiot, but I know Drake London, the wide receiver, his stock just went up. So, anyways, super exciting to put a real quarterback, Kirk Cousins, on that team. He's going to be coming in, learning the new plays right away. That was something that a lot of people were even questioning, why did Russell choose to sign with someone so quickly? And what I really liked, it was brought to the attention by one of the NFL um, um, broadcasters I follow, but he said the quicker these quarterbacks can make their decision, they're going to get um, with the team quicker so they can start learning the plays, getting to know the players so they can get on the field. Ethan wants to know who the tight end for the. Boy, I am going to just Google that. You talk.
Here's what we're going to do, though. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break.
Okay.
We're going to do a quick break for our sponsors. I definitely want you to hold on because right when we come back, Jay will have the answer to that. But we will also tell that story about stranger danger.
Okay.
But we'll
Okay.
kick off. You guys, you want a good laugh? I mean, we were crying. We were laughing so hard last night. So, all right. We will be right back after this quick sponsor break.
CNS Business Services has been connecting employees with employers since 1977. Recently, CNS rebranded to CNS Employment Solutions to more clearly define their mission of serving the needs of applicants, employees, and businesses while remaining current and evolving with the changes in the workforce. One important thing has not changed. CNS Employment Solutions partners with a wide variety of employers, placing employees in jobs that match their skills and needs.
Say yes to CNS.
All right, CNS Employment Solutions, they have been with us from the beginning, and we thank you for all of you like Patty that have been with us from the beginning. It means a lot to have people join us. I mean, we're just on here having fun, and it's a lot of fun when I get to have my son-in-law join me, and especially in person, as well as some of the other guys that are on here, Ethan and Ryan Olson. It's a blast to have those guys on as well as some others. It's even nice to have Whitney on here mocking me about my Jayhawks.
That's
Because,
good,
that's
Whitney.
okay. That's good. Thank you, Whitney. We talked real quick about the story, but before we do the story, I want you to. Who was the tight end?
Yeah. So he's a 2-year tight end for the Falcons. He had a huge hype coming into his rookie season. He's still graded as one of the best tight ends in football, but he really hasn't had a quarterback to throw to him, and that's Kyle Pitts. And so Kyle Pitts' stock has gone up, and I think the people who have been holding on to him, especially in dynasty football leagues, I know people who have been waiting for Kyle Pitts to have that breakout season. Um, be prepared. You've got Kirk Cousins throwing the ball now. He's going to find him Kyle Pitts. He's going to find him Drake London. That's going to be fun. I'm a little more worried about the other mega wide receiver for the Vikings, Justin Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
What's he going to do?
Well,
Who's throwing him the ball?
Yeah.
Very interesting stuff.
Not right now. Nobody.
Yep. Very interesting stuff. Okay.
Coach, wait a minute, real quick. We're going to talk about some coaches here in a little while too. What were the major changes? Obviously, Bill Belichick did not get hired anywhere.
He did not.
But we're going to real quick just shout out our sponsor. We got Big Whiskeys who does our coach of the issue.
Yes.
And it's so important that we have somebody like them as far as recognizing all the great mid-Missouri coaches. And so we just want to say thanks to them for doing that. And you can catch that article in Sports Locker Magazine, which we're getting ready to have the March-April issue coming out here within the next couple of weeks. So, all right, with that, we're going to step right into Stranger Danger on the Gab phone.
Stranger danger on the Gab phone. So if you guys don't know what a Gab phone is, it is a safe wireless phone. Obviously wireless. We're not hooking up. It's a safe cell phone for your kids. And so by safe, they don't have access to the internet, so they can't go clicking all over the internet and get lost in the world of the wild, wild web. They also can't send or receive photos, so you can't text photos between people. It is literally a cell phone in the fact that you can use it for classic SMS, just text messaging, or you can make phone calls. That's its purpose. It also has a calculator. So for all the teachers that said we wouldn't have one on us at all times, you were wrong. Okay. So it's a pretty safe phone. And in order for Bo to text someone back, he actually has to have one of his parents. So it's usually Katie. She's with the kids all the time. So Katie has to approve that phone so Bo can keep texting somebody. And so Bo the other day, they're out having lunch. I want to say it was at a Chick-fil-A. I don't know. He had received a text. He got one of his buddies that lives here in Jeff City. He was getting his cell phone number. He also has a Gab phone, and so he was asking, hey, can I get Sam's number in here? And he said, oh, I forgot. I also have this text message from James, and he asked his sister, do you think it's James? That's my friend. I think he's like 13 or 14 that lives in Colorado. And Audrey said, oh, yeah, that's definitely James. His cousin gave him your phone number, so you're good. And so that's the story that they tell my wife. Yeah, James's cousin, who Bo knows, gave him Bo's number. And so, yeah, it's good, Mom. This is James. So my mom said, so Mom, Katie said, cool. And she set up Bo to text with James. Well, let's read how James and Bo's conversation went. So on January 28th, Bo got a text from James and it says, "Hey, I got too many of you, LOL. This is James." And then Bowman, just this week, so 6 weeks later, Bowman replies and says, "Hey man, how are you? This is Bowman." This phone number says, "Not Clint?" Bo says, "Is this James? Are you James? Are you James?" And he says, "No, I'm Larkins, Bond." Bo says, "Who are you? You lied." And he says, "I'm a man, Larkins, James Larkins." And Bo says, "You are James?" And he says, "Yes." Bo says, "How are you?" He says, "I had a stroke, so I typed like crap." But he did say the S word. "I had a stroke, so I typed like crap, doing good." Bo said, "Okay." He said, "Sorry." Bo says, "You're good." The next day, Bo texts him and says, "What's up, bro?" And he says, "Yes, yes, busy, nurse." And Bo says, "Cool, my dad is coming to my Mimi and Papa's house." And this guy says, "Therapy lady was here." And Bo says, "For you?" And he says, "But gone now, yes." Bo says, "Okay." He says, "I doing better, still no Plavix." Bo says, "Okay." He says, "I'm walking quite a bit." Bo says, "Cool." He says, "Chad's over here." And Bo says, "Nice." Nice. And it was at this point Bo said, "Audrey, do you know a Chad?" I don't think this is the James that we thought it was. And so sure enough, um, it wasn't, obviously. It's this random guy named James Larkin out in Colorado who just had a stroke. Um, it is it's an older gentleman, and Bo was making his day by texting him, even though Bo has no idea who he is. And so I Katie blocked the number, and I was like, I think you should unblock him and let him keep talking to this stranger man because he's making his day a lot better. We decided no, but I do have a mission now. I want to find Mr. James Larkin out in Colorado who just had a stroke and is doing better. You've been texting with my 12-year-old son, soon to be 13, and I know he was bringing some joy back to your life. And I'd like to get on the phone and pray with you. So
Find out who Chad is.
yeah, find out who Chad is. One thing I love is just how innocent Bo is,
Yeah,
and how sweet he is.
That's what my sister, she just said that is sweet. And then Shelly, she said, "Jay, you need to read kids' books."
I'm fully, my kids love when Daddy reads kids books. I'll tell you that.
Why don't you tell them the story about stranger danger? You can talk about, you can read, and the characters of the story would be Bowman, James, and Chad.
Chad, yeah, yeah, I can do that. So, anyways, yeah, Bo is just super, super innocent, super sweet kid, and we had our first run-in with texting the wrong phone number, and so sorry, James Larkin, that we had to cut that off. If you're out there listening, I'm sorry, but we're gonna have to meet you first before we allow that
Yeah, and we're also
those
sorry.
conversations.
And we're also sorry for the Denver Broncos, right?
I live out in Colorado. Those Broncos fans, they can eat it. They can eat it. I'm fine with ruffling the feathers of the Broncos fans.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Jump right back in.
Okay. Free agent signings. Back to it. So the other big one coming out, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers They did get Baker Mayfield re-signed, so he is going to stay there for 3 years and $100 million. So that takes care of the quarterbacks as of right now. The other big one still out there is like Ryan Tannehill. He's really broken. I don't know why anyone would want to sign him. Jameis Winston is a free agent if you want to have more interceptions than touchdowns.
Former Mizzou quarterback Drew Lock.
Drew Lock is out there. Sam Darnold. Tyrod Taylor. He always seems like he might be able to do something, but we'll see. Going to the running back side, huge implications in the running back game. So I'm going to read off the highest paid contract out, and that was to Mr. Saquon Barkley. He is going to an NFC East rival. He played for the Giants. He is going to the Philadelphia Eagles on a 3-year, $37.75 million deal. I think it's the second richest running back contract in history. So Saquon Barkley is going to the Philadelphia Eagles. And then Josh Jacobs came in right behind him with a massive contract as well. And that was to the Green Bay Packers. 4 years, $48 million. The Packers are releasing Aaron Jones, letting Aaron Jones go, and they are getting Josh Jacobs, who was with the Las Vegas Raiders. And so the Packers, in my opinion, they're going all in while Jordan Love is still young. While he doesn't have that big contract, they're going all in. They're going to see if they can make a run for the Super Bowl.
Ethan had a quick question. Will Saquon start over Swift? I'm imagining so, but if not, they'll probably use it as a two-headed monster.
Well, let me.
Go. No, you already got it. Go ahead.
DeAndre Swift got signed today to the Chicago Bears. 3 years, $24 million. DeAndre Swift is now a Chicago Bear.
So the answer to that question is no. He's gone.
Another contract that got 3 years and $24 million is Tony Pollard leaving the Cowboys. He is now a Tennessee Titan. And so Derrick Henry is officially done with the Titans. That was his last year. He is a free agent. Derrick Henry is still not signed. Ethan, you get out, buddy. You get out. I know. When I saw that, I was like, this is crazy. I'm telling you, this is the craziest free agency we've seen in the longest time. So many players are just getting thrown all over.
Gus Edwards, Ravens, he's gone, right?
Left the Ravens.
Wow.
He is now with the Los Angeles Chargers. 2 years, $6.5 million. Well, don't the Chargers have Eckler? No. Eckler left. He is now signed with the Washington Commanders.
As you said, Ethan, get out.
For $11.43 million, 2-year contract. But the Washington Commanders, don't they have Antonio Gibson? No. Antonio Gibson is now with the New England Patriots on a 3-year, $11.25 million contract. I'm telling you, free agency 2024, shakeups, baby.
Do the Chiefs still have Isaiah Pacheco?
Yes, thank God.
Yes.
Thank God. Yes. Pacheco is still with the Chiefs, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire is not.
Okay.
He is a free agent. He's not signed with anyone. He is still a free agent.
You want to know who will the Ravens have now?
I don't know because they don't even have J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins, who notoriously is always going to have an amazing year, he's a free agent. And he keeps getting hurt. And so Dobbins is also a free agent right now. He's not signed with anyone either.
Trying to get Derrick Henry.
That would be a flirtatious signing right there. That would be good. Shooting over to wide receiver. The wide receiver game was also pretty big. You're always hoping to see maybe the Chiefs do something with wide receivers, but we really don't have the money in cap space. So there was no Chiefs wide receivers moves. They would have to pull off some trade. At this point,
we did have a move. We released Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
We released him, and I don't think we released Tony yet, but we certainly need to. I don't see his name out there. We're going to get better by subtraction on that one. And so the Chiefs' hopes right now is falling into the draft, and they're thinking that we're going to be able to get some pretty cool names in the draft, including that Xavier Worthy, who has the record for the fastest 40-yard dash. That would be awesome. What did Ethan ask?
He goes, here you go, out of left field. What happened to Josh Dobbs?
Oh,
Quarterback?
Josh Dobbs. Yeah,
I don't think he's done anything yet, right?
I don't think
I
he
think
has,
he
but
was
let's
still on
look.
the list.
Oh, was he on that list
I think so.
for quarterback? Yep, he's up there. Yeah, you've got Sam Darnold, Drew Lock, Tyler Huntley, Josh Dobbs, and Mason Rudolph. Those are the kind of the tier that he falls in. He is still a free agent, not signed by anyone. So wide receiver wise, the best wide receiver that was a free agent and available was T. Higgins. He got franchise tagged by the Bengals. He from the rumors, he's going to refuse to play on a franchise tag. Like I said earlier, these NFL players, they don't like playing on a 1 year contract, especially when they're superstars. If you have a career ending injury, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get any of the guaranteed money. They like to get some guaranteed money locked up at least 3 years worth. So he's got a franchise tag right now. He has told the Bengals, trade him, find me someone to go play with and sign a contract. Michael Pittman Jr., he re-signed with the Colts, 3 years, $70 million. Mike Evans was another big one. He re-signed with Tampa Bay, so they're going to keep him in Tampa Bay for a 2 year contract worth $41 million. Gabe Davis, he signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Goodbye to the Buffalo Bills. 3 years, $39 million. Kendrick Bourne re-signed with the Patriots. Not a lot of people leaving yet from wide receivers, and there are a ton still out there. Marquise Brown's out there, Calvin Ridley, Darnell Mooney, Tyler Boyd, Curtis Samuel. So a lot of wide receivers still available. We'll see if they can start. We'll see if they can start going here in this next week. Can we just laugh at the whole Russell Wilson contract? Dude, it you have to laugh at it. It's hilarious. The Broncos are paying him to play for another team, and they're paying him a lot of money.
So
What'd you see?
I'm looking here, our friend Ryan Olson. I'm trying to see what's going on with the Jets, and so far all I'm seeing here anyway is that Isaiah Oliver, cornerback, has signed a 1 year deal.
Okay.
And then kicker Greg Zuerlein re-signing on a 2 year, $8.4 million deal. What are they going to be doing? Ryan, come on, what are they doing?
The Jets always have a good offseason. Ethan just said it. They've got Aaron Rodgers. He's still signed with them. So as long as they got Aaron Rodgers coming back and hopefully healthy.
Yes.
And Hype just got this on my phone from the NFL Sleeper app. The Patriots plan to sign QB Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett is having a homecoming going back to New England. Well, look at that. Wow. This is live, people. This is live.
Right now.
I'm loving it. Tight end wise, not a whole bunch on the market. You did get Dalton Schultz, who's a pretty big name. He's re-signing with the Texans, which is great for a young quarterback, C.J. Stroud. Hunter Henry, he's re-signing with New England. Jonnu Smith, who kind of had a really weird breakout year with the Falcons. He's been around forever. He's signing with the Dolphins. So not really a whole lot.
Travis Kelce is staying with the Chiefs.
Travis Kelce was not a free agent. There was no question about that. He is still with the Chiefs.
Going for the three-peat.
Thank God. Three-peat. Andy Reid, he's going to do it. Not really a whole lot of big names in the offensive tackles.
Yeah, and nothing happening with the Chiefs on that, right? We've got two of them that they're...
No, yeah, we had Donovan Smith. We had signed him to a 1 year deal from the Bucks. He was a great left tackle for us this year. Kind of hoping we can figure that out because I do not want our offensive line to suffer. And Smith did do good, even though he was dealing with that neck injury towards the end of the year. So that might have something to do with it too.
Real quick, I know that I saw some different things at the Chiefs as far as in free agency. There's been some different things going around that they were suggesting maybe Marquise Brown from the Arizona Cardinals for a wide receiver. Also, they were suggesting, let's see, the other one from, what was his name? I just saw it here just a minute ago. Calvin Ridley.
The biggest name still left out there, in my opinion, is Calvin Ridley. He was, suspended, didn't get to play for a whole year due to the gambling thing, which everyone thinks was totally ludicrous because this was not a guy who was rigging games and doing any sort of bad gambling. And I just think it's ridiculous that they suspended him for a full year. Anyways, he came back, played with the Jaguars last year, had an up and down season, but his talent was still there. He was just, in my opinion, on the wrong team playing with Trevor Lawrence. If he played with Patrick Mahomes, I think Calvin Ridley could have easily a 1,500-yard season, and it would be a thing of beauty. But I also think he's pretty expensive, and I don't know if we're going to be able to. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off.
Goal line running back. Oh, I mean, Pacheco, he runs pretty angry.
He was saying we should sign old Henry for 1 year.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Oh, too expensive. Too expensive. Like I said, we don't have a lot of cap money left. When you go to the defensive side of the ball, a lot of big defenders moving. Those names aren't as well known as the offensive side of the ball. But Chris Jones is well known. He got the biggest contract. Let's see, Christian Wilkins, he signed with the Las Vegas Raiders. That's a pretty big one. He's a big defensive line guy. Christian Wilkins, he went to the Raiders 4 years, $110 million. I mean, honestly, partnering him up with Max Crosby and Antonio Pierce, who is just mean. That is one mean head coach.
Yeah.
And they played the Chiefs mean. You remember that game? Back-to-back
It was
pick
on
sixes?
Christmas Day. Yeah.
Oh.
It was horrible.
We were driving around after that game. We're driving around. We're handing out. My wife had made cinnamon rolls, and we were driving around and handing out cinnamon rolls to friends. We have Christmas songs on in the car. We're Christmas caroling. The kids are happy. We're looking at Christmas lights. It's this. It's this thing of joy and beauty that anyone would watch a Hallmark movie and go, man, what a lovely day. And I texted my friends that exact scenario and said, no one knows that I'm dead inside as I drove, just staring out the windshield. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. I'm kidding. I wasn't dead inside, but I was pretty bummed.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's the most wonderful time of the year when the Chiefs get to celebrate, and we're going to go for the three-peat. Come on, Dad.
All right, we'll go for it.
Okay.
Yes. We just don't want to ever have a game like that again.
Oh, that was an awesome game.
The Chiefs got some, they got some picks, and that's one of the things that I like about Beach is that he really tries to find a way to be able to get picks, or he's using his picks to really upgrade different positions on the team. Oh, your mom, she says you sing so good.
It's a voice only a mother could love. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate that.
It's a little bit different online than it is right here live in person.
Right into his ear.
Right into this ear.
Love you, Dad.
Yeah, love you too. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does sing good, Jane.
Oh.
I was thinking a little bit of what was the Grinch. It was kind of Grinchish.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It was good.
I do wear a good Grinch costume.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're totally right on the Chiefs with their picks. What kind of picks do they have this year, Dad?
Round 1, number 32 overall. Of course, that's the Super Bowl champion.
Yep.
Round 2, same thing.
Number 64. Okay.
Round 3, number 95. Round 4, 131. Then they have 2, it looks like, in round 5. Number 158 from the Cowboys and 172.
Okay.
And number 7, round 7, 252.
Okay.
But again, the whole thing with L'Jarius Sneed, if we can get a trade where we can get some more picks,
Oh yeah.
they're going to be open to doing those types of things. So
Yeah. I'm pretty pumped. I was really hoping we were going to be signing Chris Jones to that contract. He was the biggest piece, and a lot of people just He's the heartbeat of that defense. When he is on the field making moves, I mean, he's the reason we won the game. No one guarded him, and he blew up that play where Brock Purdy had two people wide open in the end zone to score a touchdown, and he blew it up, and they had to settle for a field goal, and then we scored the touchdown to win. I mean, I love it. I love rewatching that Super Bowl. It was one of the most epic ones I've ever seen. And so, yeah, we needed um, we needed Chris Jones back this year. If we're going for a three-peat, we've gotta go back with a strong defense.
The Buffalo Bills have 11 total picks.
Oh,
I mean, wow. They've lost some players,
yep.
obviously, but they've got 11 picks. So they're going to be busy, not even possibly trade some of their picks to get somebody. Dallas Cowboys, America's team. I don't think Cowboy Nation is much feeling like America's team right now.
They are
traded
not.
away Pollard. Then they trade away one of their key defensive players. Was it a defensive end?
You're probably right.
Let's see. Well, we got to put some speed and some hands on offense. Yes.
Absolutely, we do. Absolutely, we do. And if we don't have the money to do it, we've got to do it through the draft. And so I know that's what the Chiefs are definitely going to be focused on.
The Rams have 11 picks as well, and they've been active in free agency from what I can tell too. Let's see. I want to find out the Jets. Let's just again. They have 8, so they have number 10 overall, number 72 in round 4, numbers 110, 112 from the Broncos. Round 6, numbers 184 and 218. In round 7, 256 and 257.
I mean, the Jets have to have a good year eventually, right? Eventually?
Ooh, the 49ers have 11 picks.
11 picks.
Yeah. I mean, they were a tough squad, and they'll get better with that.
Yep, they're going to keep building.
All right. Anything else you want to throw in here real quick?
I think we covered all of the biggest news.
Will we use Sky Moore this year?
It's going to be Sky Moore's third year. I see. That's why I don't like saying Brett Veach never misses in the draft. He never misses on a quarterback because he drafted the best quarterback in the history of the league. When so many other teams didn't, and a lot of people weren't going to draft him. So a major shout out to that, even though that really goes out to who's the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs. He was the one that pushed for him the hardest.
Oh, Nagy.
Yep, Matt Nagy. Really great to have when Matt Nagy came back because he was the offensive coordinator that year they drafted him. He left to be a head coach, but he's back as our offensive coordinator. Love Nagy.
You know who else is going to be back this year is the Eagles. Again, with the signings that they've had, and then they've got their offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, defensive coordinator, Nick Fangio.
Yep.
So they're getting kind of locked and loaded again to make another run. So they did lose Mr. Kelsey.
They did. They
retired.
They lost one of the best centers to ever do it, Mr. Jason Kelsey. They've also lost some defenders to free agency. They had a lot of players that they weren't going to be able to bring back, and so we'll see what the Eagles can build. They're obviously stocking up on offense, bringing in Saquon Barkley. That is wherever Barkley was going to be. He wanted to go play for a good team. The Eagles is that good offensive team for sure. It'll be interesting because he's been on the lowly Giants for so long. It's going to be awesome to see Barkley playing for a high-powered offense like that.
Yeah. Talk about a wrong move with New York putting their money towards Daniel Jones when he just had an okay year. They put their money towards him, and now they lose Saquon. Not a good choice. Yeah. I don't know that general manager will be around much.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, they better make it right.
Yep, we'll see what happens.
Well, why don't you close this out? I think we've had a good program.
Yeah.
We need to go eat.
We do.
We did have dessert first. We had some ice cream, Cold Stone.
Thank you, Dad.
You're welcome.
Took me to Cold Stone Ice Cream Creamy. I'll tell you what, I can eat some ice cream. And Mom gets this half and half of what? Mocha? coffee and mocha, pecans,
and chocolate shaving.
and chocolate shavings. That's what I ate. Because I don't like it if it's too sweet. And that one wasn't too
No,
sweet.
it's good.
No, it's not sweet at all. It was
And I
really
get
good.
mocha with pecans and maraschino cherries, and
Mm.
that's what I get every time. Why? Again, not too sweet, but why mess with perfection? Just leave it there.
Just leave it be.
And then the grandkids, they tried all sorts of different flavors. We had Channing tried cotton candy, and he ate every bit of that. Good night, Ethan.
Good night,
Appreciate you, man.
Ethan.
We had Audrey. She had, I think it was fudge truffle. Then
Yep.
she had nothing added to that. Deacon had cake batter, I think, right?
Yep. So did Bowman.
And Bowman had cake batter, added M&Ms.
Yep.
I don't know what Ethan had. I mean, what Deacon. I don't know what Deacon had in his.
We
but
also tried a sampler of Lucky Charms. We all tried a little Lucky
magically
Charms,
delicious.
and that was interesting. It tasted. It even had the grittiness like Lucky Charms. I was like, I don't think I'm in down for this. This wasn't good. But I'll tell you what was good. Our program tonight. Love
right.
getting caught. This was the busiest free agency Monday I think ever. It's funny because today was just the day teams could start talking to players. The actual free agency doesn't even start till Wednesday, and so with all these signings, it's just awesome to already have all these leaks. And so it was fun to catch up on everything today. It was fun to catch up with Ryan and Ethan, to make my mom laugh, to hang out with Whitney and Patty.
Yeah.
We appreciate it, guys.
And don't you guys think that, Jay needs to be on the program more often? I'm just throwing it out there. He needs to be on the program more often. You would think that a father-in-law would have a little bit of pull, but, he's busy. He's busy. I get it, but I don't get it.
I know you don't, Dad, and I'm sorry, and I
Mom
love
says,
you.
yes! Capital Y, capital E, capital S. She just forgot a whole bunch of exclamation marks.
Yes. But guys, we had a great time tonight. One Nation, a Sports Locker magazine extra, which I can't wait for you guys to see Sports Locker magazine coming out here soon. This March-April issue is going to be fantastic. So please be on the lookout for that. But yes, we had a great program tonight. Great time hanging out. It's every Monday at 7 p.m. Central. One Nation, and SLM Extra. This is your host, the Bald Eagle, Mr. Kirk DeMars, and I'm the guy that randomly shows up, Mr. J. Good to see you guys.
And Jane, you guys are celebrating your mom's birthday tomorrow.
I am. My mom is going to be the big 60. I love you, Mom. I can't wait to celebrate with you. You are the most beautiful that I've ever seen you, and you're so happy. And I can't wait to be in your presence again.
All right. And we can't wait to be in you guys' presence again next week. Thanks for joining us. God bless you. We will see you next week.